Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Kyle.
Oh, that was a
Hit it before I even said it.
No, that was perfect.
I could see him gearing up.
Cranking it up.
I had to run over there and make sure my phone was on Do Not Disturb so my Mac doesn't go off.
Yeah, I was actually just going to bring that up.
And so there's no ding.
Yeah, the last time we recorded, which was
the last 10 times.
Yeah, a week off. That was the first week off we've had in
I called
almost
it
a year.
I called it a year.
Yeah, it was about a year. We took last Monday off, and I didn't know what to do with my time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a little rusty tonight.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I'm like Tin Man. I need some.
That's what that beer's doing.
Yes, it is. It's lubricating me up proper. Go Big Red indeed. No block, no rock. Season 3, episode 44. Coming at you from the not brewing portion of the freaking tap room of Nebraska Brewing Company. It feels so much better in here. I'm not sweating my ass off.
Yeah, it's always kind of deceiving. You get in there, you set everything up, you sit down, and after about 5 minutes, everybody at the table's like, they look like they're going into heat exhaustion.
Yeah, your hat was black in the last episode.
Yeah.
And now look at it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for somebody to put in an order for new merch.
I'm just waiting for some money to put in an order for new merch.
Here we go.
You guys been watching the regionals?
This is the dirty laundry episode.
Yeah.
This is the portion where we go around and talk about the beers that we are drinking. I myself am drinking a Dirty 30.
Hey, you remember your Dirty 30,
yeah,
right?
32. How dare Kyle go? I can't even talk about it anymore.
I'm drinking the same thing. This thing is, I'm usually the Taco Vesa guy, but this is refreshing.
Crushable.
Yeah, crushable. That's exactly right. This is a tailgate beer.
Absolutely. Might be at a future tailgate near you.
Yeah.
Mike.
Why is he looking at me?
I'm just waiting for someone to ask me what I'm drinking.
Yeah, just jump in.
No, I have the Dirty 30, but I poured myself a nice Florida Man. It's that key lime pie in a glass. So that is for a nice warm summer day. Got to get yourself a little Florida Man with the messed up foot on the logo.
That's your ankle.
I know.
Guys,
Connor,
ask me.
Why? Why ask you anything?
Why are you so insufferable? Is that the question?
Just by nature. But no, I make you ask me every week just because I love doing this.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking the Pilsner. You fucking know I am.
Right. Why are you drinking Pilsner now that Dirty 30's on tap? Because that's way better.
I actually made the comment that I feel like I should have been drinking a Dirty 30 for this episode. So at halftime, when we come back, I will be drinking a Dirty 30. Guaranteed.
I mean, I wouldn't trust this guy as far as I can fucking throw him, which is actually pretty far.
Pretty fucking far. So thank you.
Let's throw it over to our special guest. We have with us the Hurrdat Sports Digital Director. Did I have that right?
That's correct.
The face of Hurrdat Sports.
He's got your bio up on his laptop. Don't let him fuck with you.
Yeah. It's not creepy, I promise. Anna Bellinghausen, thank you so much.
Well, guys, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited. You treated me to pizza and beer. I mean, why wouldn't I come?
Corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets.
Yeah, don't forget those.
And shout out to Hale Varsity Club in La Vista, Nebraska for providing some awesome food. It's a great partnership with the No Block No Rock podcast as of our golf round with Chris. So
as of last week.
Yes.
You want to know what's super cool? Is you can hit both of our sponsors like right away. They're like 3 miles apart.
Yeah.
Well, the guest usually brings up like, oh, I'm getting wined and dined. Like, I got some pizza and some beer. So it's perfect.
Yeah. It's better than that Costco beer. No free plugs.
Yeah.
Now we actually have a real
Costco pizza, I believe.
Yeah. Costco pizza.
Yeah, not beer.
The food court.
Yeah. Well, and you've probably never had food from Hale Varsity Club before, right?
Oh, never. Yeah.
She's like, what is this?
Not every meeting, nothing.
She acts excited. She acts excited, but she eats this stuff like every week. And we're like, hey, guess what? We got you Hale Varsity Club pizza.
I was like, damn.
Have you had the corn nuggets though?
Yeah, I've had the corn nuggets.
Oh, well.
87 times.
You got to try them again.
I love them. The corn nuggets are great.
What's your favorite thing on the Hale Varsity Club menu?
Ooh, that's tough.
What's the go-to?
Honestly, like if I'm with friends, it's probably the giant pretzel with all the appetizers in it because it just feeds everybody and no one actually ends up ordering a meal after that. You just kind of eat that. But honestly, the burgers are great. Big burger gal. The pizza's definitely up there too, but I mean, everything's good, honestly. I'm a really picky eater too. And I know Damon Bending is as well, and he's pretty keen on the Hill Varsity Club food. So it's like
he's got that Benning burger.
the Benning burger, it's got that egg on it. I mean, man.
When's the Anna Bellinghausen burger coming?
I don't really know what would be on that.
What would your dish be? Yeah.
So Doug McDermott has one at Omaha Tap House, a burger, and it's like peanut butter, jam. Have you guys seen that before?
Oh, I love peanut butter and jelly burgers.
Everyone looks at it and is like, oh, that's disgusting, but it's actually really good. So maybe I do one of those kind of weird ones and then go from there.
Yeah, I'd order it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like peanut butter on my burger, so I don't
it's
care.
good. It's good. Don't
I've never
hate on
tried it, so I've heard good things about peanut butter and burgers. I got to adventure out.
Yep.
Are you also drinking the Dirty 30 though?
I am, the Dirty 30. This is great. Very crushable, I will say.
Yeah. What percent are we talking here? Like 3?
Let's make it up. What do you?
No, so initially we thought it was gonna be like 3.8. I think it came out to like 4.1.
Okay.
So it's pretty low alcohol.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you could drink like 3 before you get drunk.
Me?
Yeah.
You understand that I work in a brewery, right? At 4.1, my best estimate, I think on a hard day, I could get probably 12 or 13 down.
Yeah, on a hard day.
On a hard day.
What's I don't know
Like
your
where I'm
definition.
where I'm getting after it.
Yeah. I'm really feeling spunky.
When he gets in here at noon, because that's what time Connor wakes up to work.
No, I'm getting up early now.
He's got to drive from Council Tucky.
11:30, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's a new official Council Tucky resident.
Yeah, I am.
How do you like that?
So have you guys been following Nebraska sports at all? No, I actually do love it. It's been pretty nice. I live on a golf course.
He said love, though. He said love.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, to each his own.
I'm very excited.
Stand up for Council Bluffs.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm in
Someone's got to do it.
2 weeks. I'm
He's
the only
one guy.
I went to college there. I will still not stand up for Council Bluffs.
What I'm most excited for is CWS starts in 2 weeks. From my front door to the stadium is a 12-minute walk.
Wow.
That's a big dub.
So we're going to pregame with some Dirty 30 at Connor's apartment.
Oh, you thought you were invited? I thought I just sent that to
I love
Jared and
Council
Kyle.
Bluffs.
Yeah. I thought I just sent that to Jared and Kyle.
Okay, well, let's get into the meat here. Anna, first things first.
Yeah.
We are a Husker football mainly, but Husker sports podcast. Are you a Husker fan? You grew up here. Are you a Husker fan?
Oh yeah, definitely grew up a Husker fan. I mean, I think my room was bright red growing up. I'm pretty sure my bedroom was painted that at one era of my childhood. So yeah, posters everywhere. Nebraska schedules up. When First National Bank used to hand out those player cards.
Oh yeah.
I used to get all of those. I make my dad go to the bank like 4 times a week. Be like, Dad, you got to go back and get Audie's card.
Yeah.
So
Audie
random.
Canale.
Yeah. So random. Like I don't have the place kickers card. Like I need to go back and get it. So I'd put it on my mirror and like stack them all. I'd wear my my Sioux jersey on Fridays to school. That was a big deal. You guys remember that? I kind of wear the jerseys on Fridays to support the Huskers. So huge Husker football fan. Definitely growing up too. It kind of faded though, I will say, as I got older. Again.
Because we sucked?
Yeah.
Well,
and also, I went to Nebraska Omaha too. So like a lot of my loyalty went there. I ran track there for a couple of years. So you kind of get more acclimated to the Omaha area and then started covering Creighton more. So it's like, I love all the schools and the athletes, but growing up, it was all Nebraska for sure.
Well, and that was just going to kind of lead to my question. Like, you're not a neutral observer necessarily. Like, does you being a fan of Husker sports, or formerly, until they get good again, at least.
Yeah, and I'll hop back on.
Does that affect the way you cover the team, or not? You're supposed to be neutral, as neutral as possible. But does you being a fan, does that ever creep in every once in a while?
I mean, I think everyone has kind of their own biases towards their own fans, and like you can see in the TikToks I create or the videos I repost, like obviously I'm going to sway towards the teams I'm interested in and stuff. But I think when it comes to actually covering the teams, you just can't let it. I think Aaron Sorensen said this, which is really good. You don't root for teams, you root for people. And I really live by that, because it's like I love all the guys and the women that I cover, because you get to know them so well on a personal level. and you just can't help but root for them, right? Or like cringe when you see them go down with injury. Like you feel it, right? Because you just cover them, you see their hard work go into it. So, I mean, I would never call myself a fan of the teams while I'm covering a sport. Like I would never wear like a Nebraska shirt to cover a game or anything. You know,
Right.
like, you gotta be professional. You can't
Like
be
we would do.
biased. Yeah, I mean, but you guys are well-known fans of the teams. But yeah, I mean, I think you just learn after a while too how to separate that. I mean, I'm still gonna be a huge Vikings fan, but if I get to cover them one day, I'm gonna, you know,
Vikings, huh?
I'm a big Vikings fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you a Vikings fan?
I'm
Yeah?
sorry.
Hey, I like the
what?
Randy
I'm
Moss.
sorry.
Well, who are you a fan of?
Oh, I'm a
Don't
Colts
say
fan. It's
Packers.
infinitely worse.
Don't say
Oh,
Packers.
Colts.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's infinitely worse.
Same pain.
So, would you say that you're like a diehard Vikings fan? Like diehard?
Ooh, I wouldn't
No?
say diehard.
Well, are
I'm
you-
I'm a big fan, but not a diehard.
Well,
She bleeds purple for sure.
Yeah. She's trying to downplay it. Well, speaking of that, like, I know we're going to get off track a little bit, but
That's
the
okay.
Packers, aren't the Packers screwed for like the next decade?
Dude,
Hey,
Jordan Love
Depends
is.
on
What do you
Jordan
think?
Love,
What do you
yeah.
think?
Give Jordan Love a little time.
Hell no.
No.
Give him some time.
I don't want it.
Hell no.
No, I want to be hot takey, damn it.
No,
That's not hot techie at all.
we talked
Fair.
about this, I believe, 2 weeks ago, where we had DJ K-Dub on from Wired Access. I made the same statement. I live by it. With the quarterback, you got to give him 2 seasons. Do not jump to conclusions.
Hey, listen, if
here.
you saw Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence play year one, you might have been a
That's
little
true.
skeptical about
Yeah.
him too, right? You never know.
Quarterbacks, you get 2 seasons. Head coach, you get 3.
I mean,
That's-
you're
That's
talking
fair.
about a future
Yeah.
GOAT and you're talking about a fucking loser in Jordan Love. So I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
Hey, it looks like number 12's throwing it though. It's okay. Okay. I create content too, bud.
So-
click.
Anna, you mentioned you ran track at UNO.
I did, yes.
Do you think you could beat me in a race?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
No hesitation.
yeah. No, you
wasn't
totally
even-
could.
It's honestly so funny how many people challenge me. I was actually out at Blackstone, I think Saturday night, and this guy was like, he was just talking to me about like why I'm in Omaha and stuff. And I was like, oh, I went to Omaha, I ran track there. That's why, like, I initially went to that school. And he was like, well, will you race me up this hill? I'm like, no, sir. It's 11:30 p.m. Like,
And I had a couple drinks.
yeah, I don't want to race you up this hill right now to prove that I can beat you. And I'm like, no, that's
I will
really
burn
weird.
you.
Yeah, that's just
Did you
weird.
do it anyway?
Who's faster, you or Andrew?
That's a good question.
Hey, talk about running or
I'm gonna
walking.
say me, so he'll get mad about it.
Because Andrew played not professional,
Professional?
collegiate women's basketball.
Yeah.
So,
Did you know that?
Oh, was he a manager?
Yeah, I
No,
think
he
so.
was on the practice squad.
Yeah,
Really?
he
He was on the
practiced with the
practice
girls.
That's something.
Yeah,
That's kind
in
of
college.
I did not
so-
know that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
fun fact about Andrew is he played women's college basketball.
And he
Wow.
got dunked on.
I bet he did.
Straight Vince Carter through the legs.
I think Anna would beat him in a race. I'm not gonna lie.
I think so.
Yeah.
Knowing now that she ran track, yeah, I'm taking it.
Were you a long distance runner or were you a
100 and
sprinter?
200 straight
Oh,
up.
you were a sprinter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
couldn't,
I'm
I
not
couldn't
racing
hang
yet.
in D1 though. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
The last race I ran, I looked to my right and there was this girl next to me. Her jersey said Brazil with an S on it. And
Oh,
I knew
no.
from there my career was over. I got smoked. I was like, oh my God. Like,
What's in the water?
There's just nothing
Bill,
you can do.
That's
at
the
that
moment
point.
where you're just like, I really need to take academics more seriously.
And I was like, career change.
I am a journalist, damn it.
I'm a
I am not a
journalist now.
runner anymore.
I'm going to work for Hurrdat Sports. I guarantee it.
That's what you're telling yourself as you're getting burned.
Yeah.
You're like, journalism. And she's
This will all
already.
pay off.
Well, you know, what initially got you into sports to begin with? What made you
Yeah.
want to be a sports journalist?
Geez, anytime anyone asks me, I always bring up this story, but honestly, just growing up watching College Game Day, and when I was watching it as a kid, I remember Samantha Ponder on there, and Aaron Andrews before that, but mostly Samantha Ponder when she was on there, and I remember watching her being like, whoa, like, if she can do it, why can't I do it, kind of thing.
Right.
And that's what also leads me to be so passionate about women representation in sports, because it's true. If I didn't see that as a little girl, I probably would have never wanted to venture into this. If I only saw men up there on the desks on SportsCenter, I probably would have never thought like that was even a career path for me. So it's kind of crazy when you think back to all those subliminal kind of messages that you get of, oh, this person's here, that person's there, and I don't know, but sports has always been a big part of my family. And my dad, I credit all my sports love to my dad. He's actually a huge Iowa State fan. His whole side of the family, yeah, they all went to Iowa State. So I grew up going to Ames a lot too.
Okay.
But my mom was a Husker fan, so she kind of put all the Husker stuff everywhere in the house. She would only let my dad have the Iowa State stuff in the basement.
So your dad's a Cry Clowns fan.
Cry Clowns.
Cry Clowns.
Yep.
Shout out to our boy Brett.
Hey, it's better than Iowa.
It's
It is.
Yeah.
100%.
We can say that for
Do you remember
sure
that
now.
time that we beat Iowa? And I am wearing that shirt.
Yeah, remember they had a chance to go to the Big Ten championship?
And they lost.
That was awesome.
Nebraska. Mickey Joseph was the coach.
Now he's not even there anymore.
That's
Do we
incredible.
laugh about that or no?
Oh,
Okay.
No, I don't think that one gets a laugh track.
Let's not do
I don't
that.
think that
Let's
one does.
not do that.
That's incredible.
Kyle, you were gonna press it.
No, it's cool. As a father of now soon to be 2 girls, it is
Nice,
cool
congrats.
seeing that you are paving the way for girls to get into the broadcasting and the journalism in men's sports, women's sports, all that stuff. I think it's awesome. And do you consider yourself a role model? I mean, now with Hurrdat being kind of like a local, we'll say ESPN kind of. I mean, do you kind of feel like that a little bit?
Definitely. I have more women especially reach out to me. Younger, I mean, some same age and whatnot. And I think it's really cool. I always take a step back. I'm like, whoa, people are reaching out to me because I'm still that woman that will reach out to other reporters or broadcasters in the industry and ask for advice and take a look at my reel and see what you think and whatnot, and always open to critiques. But having young women reach out to me, it means like the world. That's the biggest compliment I feel like I can get from anybody. Just like, hey, I look up to you. Can you take a moment to talk to me? So during my week, I mean, sometimes I'll have a few calls just talking to women across the country just about what they want to do and why, and just kind of help them. I mean, there was this one girl that messaged me on LinkedIn randomly, and she's like, hey, really like your stuff. I'm kind of, lost right now in my career. Can I give you a call? And I was like, sure, here's my number.
Hell yeah.
I mean, and we've like talked ever since. So it's kind of cool just to have, when you're a woman in sports, you just have this immediate connection with other women because you're like, oh, I know you've been through it too.
Oh, yeah.
You've been through it and you've had to jump through a lot of hoops to get to where you are too and work really hard. So it's kind of just like an automatic connection. But yeah, I would hope I would be a role model to anybody. And I want to, my main goal is to have young women see me, whether it's at a Nebraska game or Creighton game or a UNO game, and say, oh, I can do that too.
Yeah, it's
and
possible.
That's the big thing, like to take your daughters to games, whether that's a women's sports or men's sports, but it just helps so much seeing women on the sidelines or in the booth or on social media. It matters so much. So yeah, I would hope to say I'm a role model, yes.
Heck yeah. So have you met Samantha Ponder?
I haven't yet. I have not met her yet. One of my other favorites, Jenny Taft. I got to work for her. Big Jenny Taft fan. She's awesome. She called me the other day because I had asked her for some help on an opening hit I was stuck on for the soccer championships here in Omaha. And I just simply texted her. Didn't really expect her to reply. I mean, she's one of the most famous sports reporters in the industry. And I texted her. I'm like, hey, I'm kind of stuck on this. And I sent her my info. And I'm like, hey, can you help me like rework this maybe? She called me 5 minutes before I go on TV. And she's like, hey, I really like this. I think you should tweak this, whatever. Talk to me for about 5 minutes, hype me up, and then I had like one of the best hits of my career probably.
Damn.
Wow.
Like,
That's chills
shout
material.
Out, yeah, like, shout out Jenny Taft. But it's those people, I want to be like her to a younger me, or I want to be in her shoes one day, and I want to be just as open and willing to help. Because that's the biggest thing. Like, you can never get too big to help somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like you answered my next question. But I was going to ask, with all these really cool events you've got to cover, is there one that really stands out to you? I feel like that might be.
Ooh, yeah. I got to work with Jenny Taft a couple times at 2 big noon games, Oklahoma and Ohio State, both losses.
Oh my
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
So is she the reason we lost?
maybe.
Probably
I
not.
feel like
She is not
picked
the
those
reason.
Games. They picked those games and they just know Nebraska's losing on
Yeah.
on the big fox. But
Yeah.
let's see. Best events I've covered. I mean, one of the most surreal ones was probably, which is funny now, 2020, January 2020, I covered a Nuggets-Cavaliers game.
Damn.
It was my first NBA game ever. I have a funny story about how I ended up getting there, but I'll answer your question first. But yeah, that was really cool because it was right before COVID too. It was like one of the last things I got to do before everything, like the world shut down and the NBA shut down very quickly after. So I would say that for sure.
So what was the funny story leading
Oh, you
up
want
to
me to
that?
tell the funny story?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we do here.
I don't know how much time we got. I mean, I have all the time in the world. So.
Plenty.
We
I
can
didn't know
stay here
there's
until 2 a.m. if
Okay,
you want to,
perfect.
yeah.
Closing time. Okay, so 2016 prom.
I love this was
is
so much
okay.
more in depth than I was expecting.
All right, let's go.
We're getting into this.
Prom is actually not a big part of the story, but
You were there with LeBron.
yeah, I was at my prom with LeBron. No, It was, I think my senior year, not my senior year. No, maybe my junior year. So it might have been 2017. But actually I take that back. It was homecoming because it was, no, was it prom? Regardless, doesn't matter.
A school dance.
A school dance event.
It was a school dance event. And I planned to go to the Nuggets training camp the next day because they were in Omaha training in 2016.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it was really random. They wanted to train at lower altitude, blah, 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 blah. But Nikola Jokic was there, fun fact.
Yeah, I saw your TikTok on that.
it's
That's when I learned
really
it.
dope. And they trained at Creighton. And so I had reached out to a Nuggets beat writer at the time because I've always been like really into journalism. I always knew I wanted to do that. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. I should just reach out and see if I can just get in there and ask some people some questions. Never really done it before though, besides school yearbook. And so I reached out to that beat writer. I'm like, hey, how do you like get credentials? I had no idea anything worked. And he referred me to this guy named Cody Wise, who was the media relations director for the Nuggets. And I emailed Cody, just like obviously cold email from a 17-year-old in high school. Hey, I'm a journalist at my school newspaper. Can I come cover the Nuggets while they're here and ask them a few questions? So homecoming or whatever it was on Saturday. And then Sunday was the last day they were there for training camp. And I remember I got an email. This is why I remember it was a dance, because I think we were like ready to go. And then I got an email from Cody saying like, hey, super sorry, we can't do that tomorrow because we have a travel day. We have to get out of there. The guys can't like stick around. And I was like crying like on this school dance day. That's why I remember it. And I was like so upset. I'm like, my life is over. Like little did I know that didn't matter whatsoever. But
yeah,
it was a big deal. But in that email, he said, let me know if I can ever help you down the road. And I took and ran with that.
Oh, you better. Hell yeah.
So
He gave you an inch. You took a foot, right?
Yeah. Fast forward 3 or 4 years later, I'm at UNO and super still into journalism, reporting, all that good stuff. And kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I've done some interviews before, understand how it works in sports, and had covered some UNO stuff. And I reached back out to Cody, found his email, found the actual email, and like copied the end of it, sent it back to him, and like explained like who I was again and what I'm doing. And I'm like, hey,
used his words?
I used his words in the email. Like I quoted it. And I was like, remember when he said this? Like kind of joking. And he replied, he's like, absolutely, I got you. So he gave me a credential for an NBA game at, I think I got to, at the time I was 19. So just full locker room access, could go on the court, everything.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
And so
how did you get there?
So it actually just timed up well because I was going on a ski trip anyways in Colorado, and I made all my friends stop in Denver on the way home from, I think we're in Silverthorne or something. I'm like, hey, we got to go to this Nuggets game because I'm going to cover it. And so I brought my school camera with me, my microphone. Like, I was a one-man band at that point. And so we had an Airbnb in Denver. God bless all my friends for going. I got them nosebleed seats, and they don't care about NBA whatsoever, but they still went. And just so I could like go and have a ride to the game and whatnot. And I think the Nuggets lost that game, but I get to go in the locker rooms afterwards, right? So I'm in there, easily the youngest person in there, probably one of the only females too. So I'm just like waddling in there, you know, with my camera and microphone, like 19 years old, like, who am I going to talk to? Tristan Thompson's right here, shirts off. And I'm like, whoa, Tristan Thompson, hi. Didn't talk to him. But Kevin Love is on my right. And I'm the biggest Kevin Love fan because I grew up a Timberwolves fan, just like my guy growing up. And so he's swarmed by people. Like maybe you've seen like the media scrums. It's just like that. He's sitting in his locker, just whatever, doing the interviews with ESPN, Bleacher Report. And so they get done, the media coordinator guy for them, or maybe it was his security, was like, all right, he's done, like Kevin's done. And I'm still standing there with my little microphone and camera, and Kevin looks at me and's like, no, she's good. And I get to talk to Kevin Love for like 5 questions. He let me talk to him for a few minutes. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out Kevin Love.
Yeah,
I just played with him in 2K.
I love Kevin Love.
So did you feel like you asked all the questions that you wanted to, or is there like a question that you wish you would have asked, or like anything like that? Yeah. Do you have any regrets about it, or did it just go exactly like
I mean, I could probably listen to it again, but I think I asked him a few questions about the game, and then actually, in retrospect, what I wish I would have asked him about is Kobe Bryant, because the next week they were obviously Kobe had retired by then, but the next week they were playing the Lakers. I think LeBron was already with the Lakers, right, in 2020.
2020 was it? That's when they won the the COVID championship.
So I wanted, the bubble championship. So I wish I would have, in retrospect, that would have been such a cool soundbite. I was going to ask him about Kobe Bryant and then LeBron being there now because Kobe Bryant passed away like a week later.
Right.
From that game. And I'm like, imagine if I had that soundbite of him talking about it or just had the opportunity to ask anybody about Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess that was the only thing. I was like, oh, dang, I should have asked about that.
Well, how are you supposed to know what was going to happen?
I know, but I should have been like, oh, upcoming game with the Lakers. I don't know. I remember it crossed my mind. I'm like, why would I ask about that? But should have known.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Should have known.
Well, I mean, like you talking about your backstory and like the initiative that you took to get into those positions, it all kind of checks out now. Because when we were asking Chris about guests and things like that Hurrdat could provide, he was like, well, I mean, you guys have to have Anna on. He goes, because we'll be lucky if we have her in a year. Like, who knows? Like her career is just like blossoming, right? So that all checks out now.
Oh, yeah.
We were wondering, like, okay, like, who is this chick, right? And we see you on social media, and now it's just like, man, it's incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We need like a note in writing, so when she gets famous, be like, hey, remember that one time you came on our podcast? Yeah,
and then we can copy and paste it into a
exactly. You can totally use that against me.
I know you're on ESPN College Game Day now, but
look, I know you made Jenny Taft retire.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
The initiative.
Take her a job when she's done.
The initiative we took was like, you guys want to drink beer and talk shit?
Yeah.
Like that's the extent of what we do.
And it's worked out.
Yeah.
You know what?
Thus far.
We cannot complain. Every Monday, I said, like, anybody that asked me about a podcast, I'm like, if it felt like work to me, I would not be doing it.
Yeah.
I do it because I generally love coming in here and just shooting shit with the boys and drinking all the free beer by Nebraska Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Good plug. Yeah. Who was it? Was it Chris Schmidt that told us, the second you stop having fun, just stop doing it?
That was our boy Honky.
That was Honky.
That was Honky.
Sorry. Mistreated. Thank you, Honky. But yeah, that's kind of how we
That's Walmart Matt Rule, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
No, I've seen him. Yeah. And I honestly thought it was Matt Rule for a sec.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's
okay.
Great value Rule.
So
double take.
Honky looks like Matt Rule.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, the man who sounds the most like him was Damon Benning.
Really?
That Matt Rule impression, if I close my eyes, that's Matt Rule.
Oh, I haven't heard that. That's hilarious.
So that's funny. Like a lot of Hurrdat people that I've talked to, I've brought that up. And apparently he doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it at work.
Yeah.
We got Damon out of his
he
shell.
did on one of our
ask him.
episodes.
That's hilarious. Okay, I'll go back and listen. That's amazing.
If you close your eyes, it's Matt Rule talking.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
That's scary.
Speaking of Matt Rule, you got the opportunity to interview him, didn't you? What was it, the Jack?
It was the Jet Award.
Jet Award, yeah.
It was a Jet Award.
How was that?
That was really cool. I mean, he is everything anyone's ever said about him. He's just so down to earth, so humble. And he was leaving the event when I grabbed him, and I don't think he really wanted to be seen necessarily. He had to go. I was actually talking to Damon about this. He had to go with a family event, whatever. He was picking up his kid, I think, from the airport or something. And it wasn't like he was just leaving because he wanted to. But he was going out the back, and I saw him go up the stairs, and I was like, this is my time to go grab him because no one else was there at that point. I was still at the event. And so I walk up the stairs, oh, I'm just going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Matt Rule's up there, and I'm like, he's so going to get stopped by people up there at the bar asking him for pictures.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I have some time. So I grabbed my camera, grabbed the tripod, and Marissa, who I was with, and I'm like, hey, coach. He's taking pictures of people. He's like, when you're done, do you have a minute? And he's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. But just really humble, really down to earth. I mean, he took the time to shake everybody's hand that was there, ask them their name. Like, why do you care? He's just a guy that cares, and it's really impressive. And I mean, I'm a Matt Rule fan, 100%. I think he's going to do some great things here.
He's going to make you bust that 93 jersey back out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, every Friday.
Every Friday.
I might have to repaint my room.
Yeah. You're going to be covering Husker sports with a Husker shirt on.
Yeah, exactly.
He recently converted what I thought was one of the biggest Husker haters. Kirk Herbstreit is tweeting about Matt Rule, saying that this guy's going to get it done in Nebraska.
I saw that,
Yeah. I mean, he kind of supported the former head coach, Scott, before too. So
everybody did.
Even
if you say you didn't,
it's a great
you
hire.
really did.
The best hire.
Okay, but shut up, Connor.
I was going to agree with you. It's one thing to want to coach, and it's another thing to support them.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are two separate things.
I agree.
You support your coach no matter who it is. We could hire Kyle tomorrow, and I'd be like,
I'd be great.
Dude, you would suck so bad.
Anna would be interviewing him. Hey, got a second? Kyle's like, nah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
But no, Jared had a similar experience. He stopped by. So Jared's a teacher. He stopped by. It was like the all Nebraska tour that the coaches were on.
Yep.
And so Matt Rule had stopped by the school and Jared caught him on his way out just like that. And he gave him the time of day.
Just real quick.
Can I take a picture with my No Block, No Rock shit on?
Matt, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
hey, Dylan, can we take a picture?
Yeah, that worked out.
Yeah.
What is he doing right now? I hate this guy.
Speaking of a guy that loves to fucking hang out with my father-in-law, Matt Rule has hung out with my father-in-law on 2 separate occasions now.
What?
Oh, is it at that? Is it at that
Don't
bar?
worry, he says the same thing. He's everything that we've always wanted.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the guy is just the more Nebraskan than the previous guy. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So,
Who's the previous guy?
Without naming.
Former head coach Scott.
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it is awesome.
It is really fun.
See, you
try it
can't,
if you want.
you can't do that when
try
you're
it.
reporting.
Yeah, see? Every time.
You could try. It doesn't work.
That's amazing.
So
Yeah.
you're allowed to say the name if you're referring to that person as a quarterback.
Okay.
But as a head coach, he is only referred to as Scott.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We have fun with that.
Listen, it takes a really talented individual to know when they're going to say the guy's last name. That's all I'm going to say.
That's impressive.
That's why you're
thank
on the
you.
boards, baby.
Thank you.
I don't work the boards.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Because it would fucking be jingling every fucking 5 seconds.
I'd hit every fucking button on there. Pew, pew. I'd be the next fucking radio ad. I'll tell you that. Speaking of radio ad, it's our break time. So let's take a break.
Yep.
Refill our beers and let's do it again.
Okay.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
Thank you, Troy. Anna, hello.
I'm still here.
Nice to see you again. She's still here. She hasn't left yet. That's a
Okay,
good
good.
sign.
Hey, yeah.
She made a run for the door, and we convinced her to come back.
Yeah, we're like, we have more beer. Come back.
So you said, well, we all know, but you went to UNO for journalism.
Mm-hmm.
What do they teach you in journalism that, actually, I should say, what did they not teach you in journalism that you learned in the real world? And it's like, you know, you guys didn't really prepare me adequately for this situation. Is there any situation you run into where it's like, whoa, this is not what I was prepared for. This is not what I learned.
Jeez, that's a really good question. Man. I mean, I feel like you can't understand journalism unless you actually do it. You can write all the essays you want and all the newspaper articles you want in school, but there's nothing like going out to an event and literally just being thrown out to the wilderness. Like, I think understanding etiquette mostly, like how you're supposed to act during the games and stuff. And like, if you're in the press box, you're not really supposed to make noise and stuff. And like, imagine someone just cheering or something like that. That'd be really weird to do in the press box. I feel like there's some things that they maybe miss on just the real world aspects of it because they're so focused on making sure you're getting your commas where they need to be and stuff like that. I would just say maybe the hustle of it. I think the grind of it and the late nights for sure. I mean, games getting over at midnight and you're in the post-game locker rooms or the press conferences till 1 a.m. writing your story or editing your video, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. Probably that. I think just the grind of it. I think it's hard to be taught that. But yeah, I would say that. Just the grind.
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, we were talking before you even showed up. We're like, everywhere we look, whether it's TikTok or Twitter or whatever platform, there's Anna. She's making
Everyone
a video
says
or
that to
she's
me.
interviewing somebody. She's there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's every event. I mean, we're talking, you were at the draft and then we see you're at the
March Madness. You're at March Madness.
March Madness, the
March
Jet
Madness.
Awards, like literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And we were just talking like, it's the similar conversation about Matt Rule. It's like, does this girl even sleep? Like, you're everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people do say that to me. They're like, so you just work all the time? But I would say I have a pretty good, healthy social life. I hang out with my family and friends a lot. I don't think there's necessarily an issue there. I mean, sometimes I'm like, whoa, I work a lot, but I always take time to go on vacations and stuff. It's more, it comes in spurts. I feel like it's like, okay, I have a ton of events in a row and then I'll be off for a couple weekends. Like right now, this weekend and the next weekend before the CWS or this past weekend, I'm off before I start, 12 days of 12-hour days essentially.
That's fun,
being
right?
there, right? Yeah, and it's amazing, and it just comes in spurts, I would say. But I don't know. It's kind of all about finding balance. I think I learned how to manage my work better, if that makes sense. And it just became a little bit easier for me. And I can pump out the videos quicker. It's just more efficient, I would say. And kind of taking the quality over quantity sometimes and not saying no to things. I think there comes a point in your careers that you'll understand when you can say no, because I mean, the message is always say yes to everything, but you want to get to a point in your life where you're okay with saying no to things for your own like mental health and well-being, and understanding that you have to draw lines and boundaries with people. Otherwise you're going to get burnt out. And there's like times in my career, I say career, I'm so young. I'm literally almost 23, and it's crazy. I can even say career. Like I'm so like grateful to even say that. But there's times that I'm like, oh man, in college, it just became a lot. There's just so many things you want to do, so many places you want to be, that you say yes to everything, and you're a college student and you're doing these free internships. And I'm also working a part-time job. At one point I was a student athlete too. It was crazy. And I think there's definitely points where you can get burnt out, but I feel like I've figured out how to say no to things, or just simply like at Hurrdat Sports now, we have such a big team that someone else can go cover it, right? Like someone else can get that experience and cover it. Like I've been there, I've done that in certain events where I maybe don't need to be there. I can just teach and supervise. And that's really nice too, to not have to feel like the pressure to always be somewhere or be doing something. I am at a lot of things. I understand that. And I try to be, because I love it so much. I wouldn't be there if I didn't love it, I don't think.
Does it feel like work? Because you covered the freaking draft.
Yeah.
You're covering like some of the most famous events in American sports. Does it feel like work to you?
I mean, I go back and forth with that, because sometimes I say, you never work a day in your life because you love what you do, but you can still love what you do and understand that you're doing work, right? Yeah. I don't love to be on my phone 24/7 tweeting things or editing a TikTok together. I'm sure you guys feel that too.
Jared feels that.
He's
Jared feels that.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like the process of doing it is fun, but I think you still have to understand, like, okay, I'm doing work. Like, give yourself grace. Like, this is still work, even though you're doing sports and everyone thinks it's fun and that's the benefit of it. Well, no, I still have to go home and edit all my stuff and get better every single time. You're not just showing up, not researching and stuff. So there's definitely still work aspects of it, but oh my gosh, do I love it? Yes. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's the best job ever I could ask for. I hope I never work a job non-sports. I don't think I ever physically could.
Right.
Have you ever considered not being so successful, because you're making us look bad?
I'll try to tone it down.
Thank you. If you could just keep
you're at like a 12, we need you at like a 9.
Just chill. I mean, I feel like I can relate, just because like, so I've got a full-time job, and then I'm also like a wedding videographer. Mm-hmm. So I do, the last 2 years I've done 40 weddings, and it's like every other weekend you're going out and it's fun, right? You're hanging out with people as they celebrate one of the best days of their lives. But at the same time, it's like, okay, this is time away from my friends, my family. This is time away from me. Right. You get burnt out trying to do the day in and day out thing of it. Now, the question I have for you is, I like to consider myself as like a wedding videographer putting out wedding highlights with flavor. It's not the elevator music. It's not your wedding day is a party. It should look like one, right? So sometimes that requires me to pull out the microphone and pull out a camera, and I go around and I interview people.
Yeah. Mike with a mic.
Right. Mike awesome. With a mic. He's done it. My question for you is, how difficult is it to come up with questions? I struggle so bad where I get up with somebody and I'm like, tell me about the day. Like, it's the stupidest questions that I just need some advice from you about asking quality questions.
Sure.
I have a follow-up.
Yeah.
No, you go first.
Well, it's always good to start with who, what, when, where questions, especially in interviews. You never want to ask a closed-ended question. You don't want to give them a yes or no, because some people are just rude and like yes or no. You don't want to elaborate on anything. So obviously open-ended questions, who, what, when, where, why, usually good ones to go with. That's the best advice I've gotten. And sometimes I was actually talking to a colleague of mine about this today, but sometimes the simplest questions are the best questions. Like if the bride, or you're talking to the groom, or the grandfather or the father of the bride, whoever it is, and you're saying, where do these emotions come from? Like, why are you so emotional right now? Those simple questions might lead to the best answers, because
that's a scary question.
Yeah.
I don't think you want the answer to that.
Maybe not, but I mean, in sports,
financially not so great right now.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good after that. But I mean, it's the simple questions, I think, that you just have to hone in on and also asking about moments. So you could almost think of these weddings as a baseball game or a football game, or like, hey, Dad, I noticed you, talking to their dad, not your dad.
Yeah.
I noticed that you had this really emotional embrace with your daughter or the son, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And tell me about that. Or like, what was running through your mind when that occurred, or something like that. If you point back to moments with people, they usually give the best response ever. And also you find that people don't like to talk about themselves. So ask about the husband or the wife or the kids or the father, the mother, something like that. Or like ask about memories or stuff like that. I don't know.
Damn. Well, you've got all these girls reaching out to you on LinkedIn. You're about to have a message from Kyle Byers. I need a training course out here.
I'll come out. You can shadow me at my next event.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm in.
Write down notes.
Yeah, I'm
You just
in.
got your master's at the Bellinghausen school, boy.
Yeah.
So he asked about, how you're coming up with these questions.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, I think, at least on this podcast, we always like to talk about, best memories and like that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. I want to ask you about if you can remember any specific instance. I know I have a ton. Where you asked the question and you walked away from that encounter and you were just like, oh, I'm a dipshit. Like that was
Oh
terrible.
yeah. All the
Like-
time. Oh my God.
Yeah. So like, do you have one of those that sticks out?
Jeez.
Because I have so many.
Oh man. There was this one time I was interviewing a coach and I said they had won like 8 straight championships and they just totally didn't. It was like 4 or something. Like not the worst mistake in the world, but just little things like that. And they're probably like, they answered it as if they had.
Oh, good.
Thank God.
Oh, good.
Because it was like on TV and I like messed it up. And because I was looking at the regular season championships, but it was actually conference championships, something like that. But there's a lot of little things like that. You look back and you're like, oh God.
Whoops.
I think
Saying
those,
people's names wrong, stuff like that.
yeah, I think those are the worst. It's because like the average viewer, not going to catch it.
Right.
But you did.
Yep.
And that's what eats at me is like
Uh-huh.
when you ask those questions, like, fuck, I was so. See, I'm lucky because if I say something that's inaccurate, I've got 3 guys that are going to clown me immediately.
Oh, for sure. Every time.
And that.
Even when he's right.
Our chops are like, oh, yeah.
that's fair.
Shut up, Connor.
But yeah,
We need a drop for that. Shut up, Connor.
Yeah. That's a shirt.
That's just what you guys say. I don't think you need a drop.
Yeah, at least you didn't go up to Kevin Love and be like, Kevin Love, Kevin Love.
If you fucked up the name Kevin Love, I would make fun.
There's a lot of hard names in sports. Kevin Love's not one of them. But
That is definitely not one of them.
Yeah, have you? Oh yeah, go. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, just kind of like touching on that, like, you ever catch yourself like, oh shit, okay, I'm interviewing this person,
Mhm.
and like, do you ever get a little starstruck, or are you kind of over that now?
The Kevin Love thing was pretty cool, but probably because I was just so young and like a little bit nervous just to be in that locker room anyways. But I just went in there with complete confidence, whether I believed it or not. I think that's the most important thing. Just
Fake it till you make it, right?
Literally
Yeah.
fake it till you make it. Like,
I lie to myself daily.
oh yeah, just lie to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm amazing. I'm the best.
I'm 6'6".
I'm successful. But
I could beat Anna in a race. I could do it. I could do it. I could do
exactly.
it.
Say that over in the
That-
mirror, maybe.
That's going to be the next thing I say when I wake up tomorrow. I could totally beat her.
I was lying, yeah. I think there's moments. It's hard to reflect when you're there because I'm like, I got a job to do. I got to talk to this guy and I got to not sound stupid, right?
Yeah.
And we're probably worried about saying the right things and asking the right questions and being confident in that. I think maybe the one that kind of was like, whoa, was Kyler Murray at the College World Series last year. That was really cool. Also, my fantasy quarterback. Shout out Kyler Murray.
Woo.
Did you win your league?
No.
Did you win Call of Duty, though?
2018, I did.
Yeah, she got those double XP weekends.
She got the double XP,
Yep,
though.
exactly.
Were you towering over him?
Yeah, actually, I think we were pretty darn close to the same height.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'4.5".
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
So you are towering over him.
That's a franchise quarterback, everybody.
Kyler's fantasy draft stock
She
just
went-
dropping
just
right
went
now.
down. I should
Sorry,
pull
go.
up that video and actually see how close we are in height. But Kyler Murray was a little bit of like, whoa, Kyler Murray's right there, because those guys have all the glamour and stuff too. I think interviewing somebody in their street clothes where he was like in his chain and stuff, I'm like, oh, this dude's legit. But if they're in a uniform, I'm like, they look like everybody else. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was super nice though. Really, really cool guy, honestly. But yeah, there's not anybody that I'm like, whoa. I think in the moment you just kind of have to be confident and treat him as a human being. I would never like fangirl over somebody that I met, but deep down you're like, oh, I really don't want to mess this up. It's my one shot talking to Kyler Murray or Kevin Love. So a little bit added pressure than talking to maybe a high schooler or a college athlete versus a pro that has heard it all and gets interviewed all the time when they're probably judging you a little bit of the questions you ask.
Yeah. So you mentioned that Kyler Murray and Kevin Love were both incredibly nice, and we do not have to name names. But have there been athletes that you've gone to talk to that were not so nice?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's ones that just aren't about it, and whether that's just their personality or they're sick of it, I don't know. Most, I will say, are pretty nice. Like, out of 10, I would say 9 are nice, honestly. But there's definitely been occasions where they've just been like, nah, like, not today. There is one, though. I'll actually name his name.
Do it.
Should I?
Yeah, you're on a podcast. And
Trust me, they're not listening to us.
You're famous. We're not.
The one guy that did not like to be interviewed. He wasn't me necessarily. He just was like kind of would give smart responses every time. Was Kumar Rocker every time?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah. And now I don't even know where he's at.
I was gonna say, where is he at?
Well,
he's
so
had
he
an
failed his
illustrious
physical,
career,
and he couldn't go to the MLB to Major League Baseball.
Weird.
But
See, failure physical because he's just not nice.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you interviewed him at like his peak.
At the College World Series. Oh yeah, like his peak, had thrown no hitters and stuff, but he was just any interview he did, not even just with me, with anybody. He was just super smart about all the questions he answered. He'd give like 2-word. I think I asked him, "What are you most?" I asked him. This is also a stupid question. I go, "What are you most excited about for today's game?" And he goes, "The game." I was like, all right, Kumar.
Great.
That's sick.
Brother,
answer.
you are here as one of the top prospects in the
Right.
country. Like, of course, people want to talk to you. This is part of the job now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't love the interviews. Maybe he's changed since. But
He probably doesn't have to be interviewed anymore if he's not pitching.
He's
he's
in
not in the CWS anymore.
He's in the Texas
Burning
Rangers. Yeah, he's in the Texas Rangers organization. He is in High A.
Oh.
So, look,
Making his way.
he made his way up from fall ball and independent ball. Now he's at High A.
Yeah.
All right.
Now he's giving great interviews.
Well, he's probably not interviewing anything right now in high A. So like that was like the highest he's ever been, and then he had to go back down.
You know
here.
what questions you get? Why does your life suck? Why are you living in your car?
That is.
It sucks, doesn't it?
We've
Come
had
on.
minor league baseball players on our podcast. So yeah, I mean like the grind is real in minor league baseball.
Yeah, they work their tails off and don't get paid a ton. So
Hey, Kamar,
all
maybe
credit
if you
to
were
them.
a little bit nicer to Anna back in Omaha,
Yeah, maybe we can rekindle, do another interview, and just sit him
I
down
agree.
here and kind of figure it out what happened.
Yeah, we'll offer you a beer from Nebraska Brewing
And
Company.
then-
It'll be great.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be up for that.
And he still gives you a smart ass answer.
Yeah. Just 2-word answer the whole time. I feel like on a podcast, you just couldn't do that. There's no way it wouldn't sound good. But
So I think it's this time of the episode where we've been talking about professional sports journalist, broadcaster Anna. Sure. Let's talk about podcast Anna. And then there were 3.
oh yeah,
Your podcast.
yeah,
Can you talk a little bit about it?
sure.
And talk about your interaction with David Spade.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, please go on. You got me really
David Spade
excited.
fan?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, this is too good. Okay, well, I'll start with the backstory of the podcast. So, me and my 2 best friends, Katie and Kaylee, always joked about doing a podcast just because we have ridiculous stories together. I don't know if you guys feel this too, but just a lot of weird things happen to us in our group.
Oh, yeah.
Like just like you go places and you're like, why did that encounter happen kind of thing.
Yep.
We go out all the time and just these weird things happen. We meet all these characters in our lives and we just really wanted to put them somewhere and laugh about it. And we're the bestest of friends. They actually live in Scottsdale, Arizona now. So we do the podcast remotely. So they'll StreamYard in from their apartment or whatever. But it's also helped us like stay close and everything and just talk every day regardless. But we started that. It was initially a joke. And I remember I went into Pat Safford's office, our awesome producer of the show. And I'm like, hey, I have this like kind of crazy idea. And I'm like, what if I bring, and it's really not that crazy idea you guys are doing right now, but what if I bring 2 of my best friends in and we just do a podcast together about the actual stuff that goes on in our lives and not sports? Because when I got hired at Hurrdat, Bill, our CEO, was like, you got to do one podcast that's not about sports because I know you're more than that. And I never want to be known as a person that only does sports.
Yeah.
I always want to have more. I mean, you're more than the people you cover, right? You can't get so caught up in covering other people's stories that you forget to talk about your own.
Exactly.
I'm like really into that just because same thing with athletes. Like you're more than an athlete, right?
Yeah.
And that's been a big move. So I feel like journalists should feel the same way. And so we started that podcast in October, and I think we're on like episode 34 actually was today. But it's just a free-for-all podcast. We talk about just funny stories that happened to us, nights out that went bad, like guy stuff, whatever, literally anything. And we just make Pat feel really uncomfortable the whole time.
I can imagine.
And then he just chimes it on. But Pat is like literally the best dude ever because he has 2 kids, he's married, but he will literally go with whatever shenanigans we're talking about.
Chalk it up with the girls.
Be interested.
Oh,
He's
for
like,
sure.
he's really interested in what we're saying. So shout out Kaylee and Katie. And then there were 3 is awesome. But yeah, so David Spade,
Yes.
your buddy, David Spade.
We talk
You talk?
occasionally. Well, I send him letters. I
They get
did a
lost in the
signature
mail.
once. I
Have
got a
you,
signature once, but it was on a restraining order.
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding. My lawyer received it, not me.
Have you seen the movie? Have any of you seen the movie The Wrong Missy?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Apparently,
And
I'm
you're
not
a
as good
David
at.
Spade
Yeah.
fan?
Apparently, I'm not big
Oh
enough.
my
of a
God,
fan.
you need to watch
I've
it.
seen Joe Dirt. That's about it, I think.
Oh, Joe Dirt, that's a fucking
about it.
gold.
So yeah, The Wrong Missy, it's like the stupidest movie ever. It's not a famous David Spade movie. It was like a COVID movie.
It was a Netflix special. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. You gotta watch it.
Adam Sandler produced or no?
Yep. Happy
Yeah,
Madison.
it was a Happy Madison
Okay,
movie.
yeah, it's
I
one of
know.
those.
Yeah.
It just like
That explains it.
really random, odd storyline.
Goofy.
This girl's obsessed with this guy. It turns out to be the wrong girl that he gave the number to, whatever.
Okay.
And David Spade's the main actor in it. And none of my friends are David Spade fans, but we love The Wrong Missy because we think it's the funniest movie ever. Because it's just so corny and hilarious. And we have like so many jokes about it in our friend group. We text about it all the time. We send like GIFs of it and whatever. It's just a running joke. And so we're at Kala. It's a really nice restaurant in Scottsdale for Katie's birthday, the other girl on the podcast, one of the girls on the podcast. And we walk in, we stand at the bar, and one of our friends comes up to us and she's like, David Spade's over there. And we're like, you're fucking with us because we love that movie. And we're like,
And everyone knows it probably.
yeah, we're like, you're just messing with us because, we love that movie. We talk about it all the time. She's like, no, David Spade is right there. And so he's sitting there with these 2 other guys. But mind you, he's sitting on his feet on the booth.
What?
He's sitting on his feet like
As he
a
does.
child.
Like this?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no.
like both feet under.
Oh,
Like
okay.
cross-legged or like
No,
like
not
ankles under?
cross. Yeah, he's
How is that
his
comfortable?
butt is on his ankles
That is.
Oh yeah, that's
on the booth. Like
What a weird
at a,
dude.
like it's like
Hey,
a 5-star restaurant. Like
leave him
very
alone.
nice.
he's David Spade. He can sit how he wants.
Yeah.
And so we're standing at the bar. And we see David Spade. We haven't got sat at our table yet. And we're just grabbing a drink before. And we see this girl standing over next to his table. She has like a 2B bride sash on. She's like really, really drunk. And she sat at David Spade's table and talked to him for probably 20 minutes, like not invited over there or anything. And I'm like, I can't imagine like the Sunday scaries for that girl. Like if my friends came up to me the next day and were like, yeah, you were sitting with David Spade talking to him about, and you don't remember.
Yeah.
Imagine just waking up to that. But
Yeah, you're gonna be featured in the next comedy special.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She was the wrong Missy literally that night. And so we finally get sat at our table right next to David Spade. And he's just sitting behind us, just staring at us. There's like 15 of us girls because it's a big birthday party. And he's just like looking at us really odd. And he walks by me. And I happened to be looking up at the time David Spade arrest on my phone because I wanted to see if he had gotten in any hot water or anything. And I swear to God, he saw it behind me because I didn't know he was behind me, but I like turned around. I'm like, oh no, David's right there. And I'm looking up if he got arrested or not. I don't know why I was so curious about that in the moment.
I mean, I would be.
So he walks back to his booth and one of the girls at our table yells, David, David. And he like stuck his tongue out at us.
What?
Like
While
in a
sitting on
playful
his
way?
feet or on his feet?
It was before he went back to sit on his feet. Yeah. We have a picture of it too, of him sitting on his feet if you guys want to see it quick.
I saw it on
Obviously.
Instagram.
I'm assuming-
You see it on Instagram?
I
Yeah.
saw it on Instagram.
I'm assuming as like a playful thing, right?
I don't know.
I would hope.
He's
Like
a short guy. He's a really short guy. So that might have
Oh.
been why, to make himself a little bit taller. But
Jeez, what is it? Kyler Murray?
I
David
feel
Spade?
like that is like a Bill Murray moment,
this
you
is
know?
how he was sitting.
That's incredible. So
Oh
I
my
think
God. Okay.
as we've talked about Kyler Murray and David Spade, I am going to start a business for adult booster seats.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's
That
a
could play.
slim market, but they're gonna be expensive.
And
Yeah, they are.
And they got to hold like a beer.
Yeah, obviously.
Cup holders.
Cup holders for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's David Spade's story.
That is incredible. Also, because I was interested, the Hickory, whatever their mascot is, where Kumar Rocker pitches now.
Okay.
They're in last place in the league, so fuck that guy.
We're still talking about him.
No, I was curious, so I had to look it up. They're in last place.
He'll be bringing him up for every podcast for the next 4 weeks.
3.86.
That's
That's
not
not bad.
terrible. I mean, it's single.
What's his whip?
But
I didn't look at. I just looked at his ERA and his team record. That's
yeah, whatever.
What's his fit?
Kumar.
Wait, I actually. I still have his stats up.
Tingus.
Yeesh.
Oh,
His whip's a 1.
that's good.
That's good.
But yeah,
Damn it. So he's probably
2 and
not
2.
the.
But right now he's pitching against college opponents.
He's 2-2.
He's high A. That's like college ball.
He's 2-2.
saying.
Look at this dude bringing up. That's why we don't talk baseball on
Yes.
this podcast.
I know.
Because he's bringing up records. Can you believe this guy? Bringing up pitcher
Amateur.
records?
Bring up stats.
Amateur.
I like stats.
Yeah, he's a stats guy.
He's 6'5".
Sometimes he
Well,
pulls it straight out of his ass.
Listen,
Great.
stats are good, but pitching wins and losses are not good.
No,
You
look
don't
at Zach
do that.
Greinke. He was 0-3, and his fucking ERA was like 2 something. It's way higher now.
You
but-
people asked me about the stats. I gave them.
I don't think anyone asked for that.
Nobody
Well,
asked for that.
I asked for the ERA.
Actually,
No,
Yeah.
And I
we were
gave
talking
it.
about, and then there were 3.
Yeah.
Make
Why
sure
are
you guys
you-
go
hey.
follow that podcast.
True,
Make sure you
thanks.
download it, 5-star review, all the good stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Connor, why are you sitting on your feet right now?
I wanted to feel taller. I wanted to be like
Scared he's
David.
gonna walk in.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you and me, we're similar. See this?
Yeah, we both have mustaches.
So we just got done talking about your. I don't want to say it's like a raunchy podcast, right?
Yeah.
No,
Right?
Chris Gorman
Raunchy?
specifically used the word raunchy.
It is raunchy.
I
yeah.
saw a video of you guys driving like a fucking Target cart, like
Yeah.
off the parking lot.
Yo,
That
it's
was in
dangerous.
high school. Yeah.
That was in high school. Okay.
That was Kaylee flying out of it.
Who was pushing it?
Zoe.
Okay.
Zoe is not
Who's
on the podcast.
Zoe? Is Zoe a bad bitch or what?
She is, yeah. We love Zoe.
Seems like a trouble.
So you can actually find out who Zoe is on the Zoe episode. Which
Oh,
is
we
the
have a
one-
Zoe episode
So that's why we posted that video. But they were in a Target parking lot.
in Elkhorn.
In Elkhorn. And Zoe let go of the cart that Kaylee was in the parking lot because she just wasn't paying attention. And then they didn't realize how steep the hill was down
She
the
just
parking
kept
lot.
going?
So she kept going and Zoe was running after it. In the video, you can hear Kaylee scream like, Zoe! And she just goes like right into the
I
right
saw
into
the
the
video.
Target parking lot. Yeah.
Yes, that's how Gorman sold me on talking about this podcast. So now you're
absolutely.
definitely at least getting a follower from me because
Yeah.
I
There you
need to
go.
hear about. I need to listen to the Zoe episode. at
There's
least.
so many things to unpack in that. You gotta listen. You
That's
gotta
great.
listen.
I'm excited.
We're gonna be talking about it next week, so make sure you tune in.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a segment where we talk about. Then there were 3. What did you
Yeah.
guys think of that
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah, what'd you think?
Like Real Housewives, you're breaking it down.
Mike,
Can we do that?
I have to move on. We have to move on.
Go for
No,
it.
Well, this goes back to you posting earlier that we were going to have Anna on, and you threw out, "Hey, any questions, anybody?" So we had some guy.
He had like 7 questions for you.
Yep.
But
Really?
Well,
Did you see
Do you
it?
know the guy?
A little bit, yeah. I think he went to UNO.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Michael, hold on, Michael. We'll get to you. Over under 500 for
Solid
Nebraska
one.
football.
For Nebraska football.
Yeah, we'll
And you
just stick to
can't
football.
you can't say 6-6. That's a coward's move.
That's a
Okay.
cop out.
Shoot. I'm gonna go under.
Under.
Yeah.
You're the first.
She's
person.
a realist.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tweet at Matt Rule tonight and let him know you hate him.
Yeah, he
will
let you
not
interview.
talk to you.
But that is good. I mean, didn't they go 1-11 the first year at Baylor?
Yes.
So I think, I mean, you win 5 games. I would call that a success, honestly, this year.
I'm with you.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like this team won 5 games last year with.
I think they could win 6. You said I couldn't say
They won
6,
how
6.
many
I think
games
they'll
last
be
year?
500. I
5
think
or
they'll
4.
be 500 and make
4?
a bowl game.
4.
Oh,
But if I had
I'm
to
just
pick,
saying.
I could see, I mean, games go back and forth. And Nebraska hasn't been on the good side of close games. So
What? Close?
Huh?
Oh,
Like,
not that I speak ill. Did you guys see the video of Mr. Will Compton calling 9-3 in a Big Ten championship
silly.
appearance this year?
He does that every year.
Unbelievable.
yeah, he's a hype
Anyway.
guy.
He knows how to get the clicks. Let's be real.
Okay, and you clicked on it. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Him and his fake teeth. He's
I did.
Jesus. Michael Sharp. Shout out Michael Sharp. You should totally follow us. If you're going to spam our Twitter, you might as well follow us.
Follow
and,
Michael.
and follow Anna.
Well, he probably already
Yeah,
follows
he does.
Anna.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
okay,
she
well,
retweeted
yeah,
it.
then never mind. Just follow us.
He probably more than follows. thoughts on the College World Series coming up? You're going to be covering it.
Yep.
Just what are you looking forward to?
Ooh.
Any particular storylines or teams or anything that comes to your mind?
Jeez, I guess TCU is really legit.
Yeah.
Excited to see them come back if they make it. Also, like Coastal Carolina, how's that game going? Not good.
Oh, America's team is winning.
Looks like Duke's
Duke's winning that game.
DUQ.
Geez, I just really hope ORU makes it. Will Roberts out of the Summit League, so rep the Summit League. Love that. 'Cause
Sure.
Omaha's league.
They have Oregon next, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, they do have Oregon next. I was really rooting for Xavier and UConn out of the Big East because I got to cover the Big East championships out in Ohio. Love those teams, but they both ended up, they won, I think, 2 games, or no, 1 game, and then lost the other 2. But I think I'm just rooting for the underdogs always. I just want all the underdogs in Omaha as possible, but I still appreciate a good powerhouse because of the fans that they bring.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough when you get smaller schools that don't get to bring as many fans, and I think it's just better for the city in general to have the LSUs here and the Tennessees and Floridas, whatever.
Louisville.
The Bayou.
I root for Louisville every year.
Get some jambalaya.
Yeah, they bring good tailgates. But
Yes.
I'm a big Gamecock supporter.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, you just love cock.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any beat necessary for that.
They literally make
I mean,
shirts.
They do. So in high school, I used to have one. It was like a Gamecocks hat, and then you get your hat embroidered there, like in those tents. And I had my phone number on the back of it. Because we're in high school, and I'm out. I'm out at the College Road Series.
That's bold.
Yeah,
I love cock hat and his phone number.
I stand by the funniest thing I've seen at the CWS was when I was like 17 and we got to see South Carolina versus Oregon State. And it was the Cock Beavers game.
That was cool.
Very funny at the time. I'm 28 now, and I still find it very fucking funny.
Anywho, just wanted to throw that out there.
We just got derailed.
Yeah.
Hey, what other questions does Michael have?
Well,
there was a lot on
I'm
there.
filtering.
Loser
I'm going to ask
name.
one more, Michael.
Loser name.
Dude is getting crazy with these questions.
There's more since I looked, probably.
Probably. So the Nebraska Volleyball Day coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
August 30th.
We should talk about that.
Yeah. The country artist was announced today.
Scotty McCreery?
What's his name?
Scotty McCreery.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
He
not
was like a runner-up on
American Idol.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He'd sing the national anthem at a Husker game that we won.
Hey, so he's good luck.
I did see that. Yeah.
Okay.
I was at that game.
So,
Season tickets,
Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Mike.
So this is supposed to be the largest attended women's sports event ever.
Yep.
At least top 3, whatever. Thoughts on the 9 new Omaha volleyball players joining the squad?
Jeez. I mean, Matt Buttermore, coach of Omaha, has done a great job at recruiting, I think, in-state. I love. He's a big in-state guy, I think, so it's nice to see that talent. I don't know. I haven't really gotten a chance to look at the newcomers on that team quite yet, but I'm excited because Omaha's always on the verge of winning a Summit League title, and obviously that means you get to go to the NCAA tournament.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want to see Omaha get to the NCAA tournament more than the sports they have at. They've gotten baseball, obviously hockey, women's soccer, men's soccer, softball this year. Baseball, if I didn't say that.
Football.
No,
wait.
football.
Whoops. Sorry, Trev.
Wrestling.
All right. Hey, UNO wrestling was a gem.
I know it was.
So was football.
I wasn't around for that, so
Yeah,
I never
I
got
was.
experience.
Kind of
with
wish
it.
you could have reported on that.
I wish I could have done, UNO football. Imagine how different that campus would be if there was football.
Imagine how different your job would have been.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like,
It's
your
crazy.
stories.
It's so much harder to get football jobs in Nebraska because Creighton and Omaha don't have football. So it's like the only one is Nebraska, which is the biggest you'll ever,
Yep.
and harder to get involved in, of course. But
Unless you're with Hurrdat Sports.
unless you're with Hurrdat Sports, yeah. Then you get involved in it. But growing up, I think it was harder to, or
Yeah.
like in college, I couldn't go cover a Husker game. But football is always my first favorite sport. So,
Okay.
yeah, good question, Michael.
Who would you root for? Or I guess who are you going to root for in the Nebraska UNO volleyball?
Well, I
game?
can't root for anyone because I'm a journalist. But
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
She is a observer, a mere observer.
I'm a media observer.
Okay, so hold up 1 if it's Nebraska and 2 for Omaha.
I'll blink twice for Omaha.
Oh my God, you guys should see this. This is earth-shattering.
Absurd.
You guys should see this stuff. We're not going to repeat it on
Hey,
air.
how
but
cool would it be though if Omaha beat Nebraska at?
It would
You
not
don't
be
even
cool
have,
at
that's
all.
called fairy tale land. That's
That'd be
not going to
insane.
happen.
It won't. I don't think it'll happen. But Omaha did take Nebraska to 5 sets a few years ago.
They sure did.
You know what sucks about that is that none of us will be there because we will be in Minneapolis doing a live show before the Minnesota game at the Husker Bar in Minneapolis.
That's pretty sweet.
Isn't
Which
that badass?
bar is it?
It's called Lions Pub.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and that's a good opportunity for us to talk about that. If you guys are going to Minneapolis for the Minnesota game, make sure you pop into Lions Pub and listen to us. We're going to do a live show there. Don't know the times or anything yet, but we did get that locked in, and that's going to be fucking sweet.
Yep, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Lions Pub?
I've never been, but Minneapolis gets pretty rowdy for
Have
those
you been
games.
to the games?
I have never been to the games. A lot of my friends go to the like Minnesota games.
Oh, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Who has the worst chant in college football?
Minnesota.
Yes. Do you know it?
Isn't it like rowboats something?
No. Oh,
What
hell
is
no.
it?
I wish it was that easy.
No, that's a slogan.
You ever heard the spelling list?
M-I-N-N-E-S-O-T-A.
Can hear it.
Minnesota. Go Gophers. That's the worst one. So
Did you know you get a bachelor's degree when you learn that? Like, if you go to
Minnesota?
school,
I
there,
still haven't
yeah,
got it
if
yet.
You just,
Jesus.
Yeah, they just give you a degree. They're like, fuck, you can
Spelling.
spell? There you go, brother.
Okay. Here's one of our favorite questions. Who has the most punchable face out of all the head coaches in the Big
I
Ten?
thought you were gonna say out here.
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
You can answer that
bullshit.
first.
Yeah, now you
who
guys
does have the
answer
most
Yeah,
punchable
answer that
face?
first.
Oh, you.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. I get it,
It's
though.
because of the mustache.
Yeah.
I get it.
It doesn't belong there, right?
Wait, there are 3 of us with mustaches at this table.
Well,
can't
but
grow
you
facial
have a
hair.
soul mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a
Only
lot of soul.
mustache.
I get it.
You sing, yeah.
And I don't have
Sings
one.
to me.
Yeah, you
Out
can't.
of the Big Ten coaches?
Yeah, football coaches.
Oh, jeez. Scott.
Listen, now that
Scotty
would have worked.
McCreary.
Your answer would have worked a year ago, but it can't work this year.
Shoot, I don't
Yeah, but he's not a head
know.
coach.
That's the thing.
We always say PJ Fleck.
We are aware.
He has the most punchable face.
yeah, probably.
Even his have you seen his face transformation?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he had like a whole face repair. It's weird.
Apparently, he had like a fishing injury or something,
Whoa.
and he had to like
Like a hook went through him?
TikTok
see,
idea.
That's the thing. I don't know.
Cover
Thank you, yeah.
his transformation because I would watch it.
I didn't know he was transformed.
He did. His face, he looks completely different.
I'm pulling it up.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I actually do want to see this.
He kind of looks like beautiful Squidward now.
Most lovable face. Can we do that?
Most lovable face.
Yeah.
I love Coach Fitzgerald with Northwestern.
I
Yeah,
just
he
love
is
him
a
as
handsome
coach.
guy.
I don't think he's
I
a
love
handsome
him.
guy.
No, like not handsome. I just I trust him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got I mean,
You know what I mean?
Like imagine him putting that helmet on after he beat us in Ireland. Like that right there is what I see when I see Pat Fitzgerald.
crystal helmet.
There's the before and after of PJ Fleck.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wait, which
right?
one's
Well,
which?
This side is the
Oh.
before. That's the after.
The lighting's kind of fucky, but
Interesting. Yeah, we need better lighting comparisons. That's tough.
Let me
It's
ask
like
my
a-
friends.
That's a professional photo and like a screenshot from
Yeah.
a press conference.
and someone fucked with the contrast
Yeah.
on that
They're
other
like,
one.
look at him. He looks so
Is this
miserable.
confirmed? Is this confirmed that he
Yeah,
had this
I
incident?
think I'm pretty sure it is.
I think
Use
it
your
is
journalism
possible.
skills.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
you
look that
figure
up.
it out.
Well,
Yeah, he was rowing the boat and he got hit with an oar, and next thing you know, he got a different face.
Isn't that kind of ironic?
It is on.
See, but I would never ever like make a video about anything like that because, I mean,
Look at you.
Look at me. What am I gonna do?
They'd be like, "Whoa!"
Someone
what
could be
happened
like,
to you?
"You're ugly too." I'll be like, "Damn it."
Thanks.
I mean, at least I don't fight it. Like I embrace it.
All right, enough about your ugly face. I think this is a time.
Yes, talk about me.
Speaking of ugly, man.
I think this is a time where Anna, plug yourself. Tell the listeners where they can find you.
Ooh.
If they
All
want,
that if you want to be found.
Yeah.
Michael obviously found you.
Find you. If you haven't
And
found me
us.
already, at Anna Bell Media, ANA, and then Bell Media, not 2 N's in the name, just 1 N. Anna Marie Bell on Instagram, and then Hurrdat Sports. Follow us.
Yes.
Go to our TikTok page. We have a lot of fun stuff on there. It's usually just random things I find on Twitter, and I'm like, is this true? And then I look into it.
Yeah.
Let me put my investigating goggles
Yeah.
on.
That's great. Are there any other like media personalities on there that you want people to follow too?
Oh, Andrew Rogers. I mean,
Okay.
Avery Howard. You guys should have Avery Howard on
Yeah,
next.
I already talked to Chris today about it. We're
Okay,
gonna lock
good.
Avery on. She doesn't
Nice.
know that yet.
I was about
but
to say, does she-
we are going to.
I'll prepare her.
Yeah, we are going to get her in here to drink beer with us and eat some great food by Hill
Good.
Varsity
Yeah,
Club.
Avery's another good one. Marissa's another good one. she loves Minnesota. So if we got some Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that chant again.
She does so many chants.
You can, trash on her Minnesota sports.
So is she a Gophers fan?
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, she's already saying, wait till we beat you guys. I'm
Oh,
like,
we have to
"There's
have
no
her
way."
on.
Yeah, you should have her on.
Wait, are you guys going down to Minnesota for the game? That's the real question.
I'm sure Avery and obviously Damon will, but I don't think Marissa will. Well, unless she's just up there in general.
Well, so why wouldn't she go?
Yeah,
That's
she probably would go.
Yeah, we gotta-
Well, if she's not, you can keep her here. And
We got to get somebody on like our show while we're doing a live show, and that would be a
you'll be
perfect
up
one.
there.
Yeah, we're doing the live show from Lions Pub.
Yeah. I bet Marissa would be up there then.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, we're trying to get
You
the
need to-
whole
you need to go
Hurrdat
for-
sports.
Yeah, you need to go for
Family.
fan on there too.
But she probably shouldn't say that too loud that she's a Gopher fan working at Hurrdat Sports in Nebraska.
Listen, if you watch any of their stuff, I mean, it's she's
Yeah.
Minnesota all the way, Minnesota hockey.
She's still got some Minnesota in
I mean,
there for
honestly,
sure.
her journey
Runs
is
a-
cool as hell, though. I
Yeah.
mean, really, it
She's-
really is.
She's been through all the Minnesota sports. It's dope.
Yeah. So
Lots of hockey, which I do love hockey now because of
She's made
UNO.
you love it. She's made you love it.
No,
Or UNO.
I think UNO made me love it.
do you like it because of make some noise?
I think I found my love for hockey beyond Andrew, but
Andrew made me hate it.
I appreciate when I see Andrew at the games because I just take videos of him
Yeah,
the whole time, and
that's
I'll
what I
send,
did
I'll
too.
send him in our group, our work group chats, and be like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
I'll usually
Who's
go
this
like,
clown?
"Hey, he couldn't even throw the T-shirt up to the second level."
He's funny. And they need to get him a T-shirt gun.
You know
no
he's gonna,
kidding.
You know he's gonna listen to this and just get in the bullpen and just start throwing all fucking.
Yeah, now he's gonna want to race me.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's gonna be one of those guys. I'll be you. I'll kick your ass. I'll burn you in a.
Yeah.
100
It's good
degree
content. It's
That
good
would be
content.
Honestly, it is.
Me, DB, and Andrew.
Yeah. Let's
Would
make
win
it.
a
Let's
race.
make it happen.
Yeah,
Make
I
those-
don't know.
Could you beat DB in a race?
Those old DB knees. Make them run.
I don't know.
How
I need to-
confident?
I need to
You're a
know-
confident girl. How
I need to know his
confident are you?
health status. in
He's
his
coaching.
knees.
He's coaching. He's eating DB burgers. You think?
I bet I could beat him.
You think you could beat him?
If you asked him, do you know how you'd respond? He'd go, "Listen." That's how
Yeah,
he'd
would.
start. Listen, I'm not about that. Look."
I don't think he would race me.
I don't think you would.
All right. Well,
I think I still have my track bike. So
let's just call it now. We're going to do an NBNR race, and it's going to be headlined by Anna and Andrew.
Mhm.
We'll make a whole video out of it, bunch
Yeah.
of content.
Special guest, Damon Betting.
Right.
and then Damon shows up in like a tracksuit and a headband.
Yes. Oh, we can see it already. This is going to be great. Put it in the books. We're doing it.
Knee
That would be
braces.
sweet.
Okay,
tape.
guys. Well, do you guys have anything else at all?
I don't have
No.
anything else.
This is usually like my part for the sentimental part, but hey, listen, like we talked about, you're a role model, and we appreciate your time. It's always awesome. We sit here, talk to people, and listen to their story and how they got to where they're at on the other end of this table. We're just a bunch of dudes that just drink beer and bullshit about Nebraska football, Nebraska sports, whatever. But you've got a serious roadmap for other people that are watching. So seriously, we can't thank you enough.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you guys for just having me on. I mean, it's so important to. I mean, yeah, women support women, but it's also way more important for men to support women too.
Absolutely.
I mean, we wouldn't be here without you guys either. So it goes both ways. And I hope I support you guys too. I'll make sure to be retweeting and following and
There we
everything.
go.
So
Hey,
Beautiful.
you got one follower on that on
Yep.
your podcast.
and now you have another,
That's right.
another follower.
I think you just gained 4.
Yeah, you sure did.
You gained 4
Now
followers.
you're gonna have to go back and listen to the David Spade episode.
I'm going.
Obviously,
I
I'm
am
going
going
to.
Zoe and David Spade.
Yeah.
Everything
Those are
else in
top of the
between. We'll
list.
see.
The first one's good. I mean, they're all hilarious. I mean, like brace yourself though. There's some funny stories in there. Don't be so. A lot of our friends will listen to it when they're at work in a cubicle, and they'll get in trouble because they'll be like crying, laughing.
I work from home, so
I work
Good.
at a brewery.
Not a
I think
problem.
I'm cool.
So you can just listen to
yeah.
laugh.
Is it like?
Perfect.
Is it a headphones only type of podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't listen to it out loud in front of people.
Cool.
They'd be really confused.
I own this in my podcast out loud. My 1-year-old is gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yes, babies love our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand a word.
Baby endorsed.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, go to at NBNR Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, what else? Instagram. Damn.
NBNRpodcast.com.
Merch.
We do have merch, fresh merch. It looks
is
badass
fresh.
as
The
fuck.
new merch is fucking sick.
Yep, it looks better than Kyle's hat.
Sure does. Just waiting for the new stuff.
Brown sweaty ass hat. Yeah, this new stuff's a lot better. All right, guys. What do you say we sign off?
Yep.
I want to hear
do it.
hosts. Jared Hall,
Mike Delaware,
Kyle Byers,
Connor Cadillac,
Anna Bellinghausen.
as always, beat Minnesota in 87 days. And GBR.